Alright, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sejahtera, selamat pagi kepada semua penonton yang bersama saya pada pagi ini. Saya Muhammad Akil Baharin dari SMEs Malaysia, moderator anda untuk sesi soal usahawan pada pagi ini. Untuk makluman, sesi ini akan dijalankan secara santai dan kita akan menggunakan dua bahasa, iaitu bahasa Inggeris dan bahasa Malaysia. Sekiranya tuan-puan mempunyai sebarang pertanyaan atau pendapat yang ingin dikongsikan, bolehlah tinggalkan di ruang komen. Jika tuan-puan terputus dari siaran atau mengalami kehilangan audio, klik saja pada butang refresh di web browser. If you have any question for our speaker, feel free to write it down in the comment section. And if you are having difficulties or experiencing a loss on audio, just click on the refresh button on your web browser. Okay. Before we get started, let me share you a little bit of background on our speaker for today. With me is Puan Nirmala Turai. She enjoyed a long and successful career with one of the leading MNC, helping to deliver breakthrough growth for businesses. And today, she focuses her effort to reach out to business world to share her expertise and hands-on experience in business turnaround. Welcome, Puan.
Good morning, Encik Akil. Thank you for the kind introduction. I'm really happy to be here today to share some thoughts on how strategy can help us in these difficult times.
All right, Puan. Okay. Let me start with looking at the current situation with COVID-19 outbreak. Several restricted movement order that have been placed since March and closing of our border. No doubt that SMEs have been hit with multiple challenges in running their business. Even with the rollout of several stimulus package by the government, many SMEs are still struggling. So with our topic for today, how strategy can help SMEs in COVID time, I would like to invite Puan to share your insight on how strategy can help and why re-evaluating your business strategy and formulating the right strategy is crucial. So let's start with the question, what is the situation right now? Not just in Malaysia, but also around the world.
Around the world, yes. So I will share my screen. Okay, so when we look at where we are today, this little virus, which is the COVID-19 virus, has really taken an incredible toll on our lives. We are in a situation where we really don't know when it happened, we really didn't know what happened to us. But today, this is the impact it is having on us in the business world. People are going out of business, shops are closing, businesses are closing, and people are under extreme pressure and extreme stress to try to solve the problems that they are facing. So what are these problems that many of you SMEs who are with us today are facing? First of all, and the most obvious one is lower orders. Okay, orders are really, really low. The second problem maybe is collections. We cannot collect from people who owe us money. We have our money out there, but we can't give. We have provided a service, but we cannot collect money. We also have debts. We need to pay a lot of people. A lot of suppliers are chasing us for money. We have rental to pay. We have salaries to pay. We have a lot of issues. We are looking for customers. When our businesses are closed, how do we find customers? How do we, when there is a lockdown, find customers? Many of us have a lot of unsold stock. Okay, stok kita dah produce, belum jual. Stok tahun baru Cina masih belum clear. And some of it, SME yang jual makanan, people in the food business know that the stock is aging or the stock is expiring. This is adding to the pressure. And of course, we have staff issues. We are struggling to pay salaries. We do not know whether we can keep all our people. So it is a period of great stress and great pressure. And we are today at the crossroads. On one side is success and on the other side is failure. So what is it that is going to make the difference between success and failure at this point?
Okay, Puan. So ada yang berpandangan sekarang adalah masa yang tidak sesuai untuk merancang semula strategi perniagaan. Bagaimana pendapat Puan?
Okay. Pada pendapat saya, kita tak ada pilihan. We have to re-strategize. We have to sit down and think about our business because inilah saat yang sangat penting. Keputusan yang dibuat masa sekarang akan menentukan masa hadapan perniagaan kita. The decisions that we make now will determine the future of our business. So we have to really take a good hard look at our business and make sure that we are doing the right thing, making the right decisions, making the right calls for the future of our business. Otherwise, the reality is there will be no business in the future. Kalau kita tidak membuat keputusan yang betul, sorry, business kita akan hancur. That is the sad truth of the situation.
Okay, Puan. Jadi kita lihat strategi ini penting untuk perniagaan. Jadi is there any specific area or should SME focus into re-strategizing their business?
Okay. I will share with you. First of all, apa ni strategi? What is this strategy? Sorry, 1 minute. Okay. So when we say strategy, what do we mean by strategy? A strategy is that we must have a plan so that we can achieve sustainable results. Sustainable results means the results continue. Every day we've got results coming in, not just sekali buat and then after that you have no idea what to do. So strategy is important. Very often in our situation, we tend to firefight. Right? We have a problem here, we solve this problem. Kita ada problem sana, kita face that problem. But we need an overall plan that is going to help us to survive. And that is where we have this strategy that we call the 3 R's, which is respond, recover, and rebuild.
Okay. Okay, Puan. Untuk 3 R yang tadi, is it necessary kita perlu menggunakan 3 R atau ada cara lain? Bagaimana, Puan?
Okay. Ada banyak cara untuk meneliti keadaan sekarang. But I am recommending the respond, recover and rebuild because when you look at the situation we are in, it is as if we have been in a serious car accident. Okay? When we are in a serious car accident, we are injured and we are taken to hospital to emergency. So, apakah yang doktor akan buat? What is the first thing that the doctor will do? The first thing the doctor will do is he will respond. He will look at the patient and say, apakah first aid yang kena buat? So, we have to stop the bleeding. Number 1, we have to stop the bleeding. Number 2, we have to help the patient to breathe, right? So, this response is what we have to do first. After that, we do the next step, which is recover, masuk surgery ke, bagi ubat ke, that is recover. But before we go to recover, we have to respond. And to respond, the doctor needs to know what is the biggest problem. What is the problem?
Okay, Puan. Using the same analogy, stop the bleeding. I mean, who should involve with the process? Is it only the doctor? I mean, the top management, or should it involve the whole structure of the organization?
Okay, so if we use when we look at this situation, we need information from all the parts of the organization. We need feedback from sales. We need feedback from factory. We need feedback from HR. We need feedback from the admin. So maklumat yang diperlukan, we have to collect from all parts of the organization. Like the doctor, when he sees the patient, maybe ambulance driver ada feedback. Oh, semasa datang sini, the patient's heartbeat drop ataupun dia punya blood pressure drop. So, ini maklum balik yang kita dapat ni sangat penting. Semua bahagian syarikat kena bagi feedback. Semua bahagian syarikat buat planning. Tapi final decision memang management. Management makes the final decision on what is the way forward. But kalau management buat decision and tidak menginvolvekan the rest of the organization, it cannot be a good decision because sometimes you don't know what is the real problem out there.
Okay, untuk step respon ni tadi, how should we go about it? Macam apa langkah yang perlu dibuat untuk respon?
For respond, the most important thing, you start with a deep dive of your business. You really need to go in and see what is happening in the business. So normally in business, we talk about SWOT, which is strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. Tapi pada masa ini, we don't start with the strength. We start with what is the threat to our business. What is the thing that is going to affect our business? So we look at our business, and soalan-soalan yang penting adalah, the first question is, what is the biggest problem you are facing? For example, a lot of people say, oh, it's COVID, I must go online. But maybe that is not the first problem you are facing. Maybe the biggest problem you are facing is cash flow. Maybe your problem is a lot of people owe you money, but they cannot pay you back. Maybe your unsold stock is your biggest problem. Maybe you owe people a lot of money. So the first step is to look at the threats to your business. You know, what is it that at night you cannot sleep? Also, which part of your business is hurt? Maybe not everything is bad. Some companies have money, they have cash. So cash flow is not their problem. Their problem is something else. So first step is to identify what are the threats. After that, we look at our weakness. Okay, what is the weakness? So we said threat and then weakness. Weakness two are things like, for example, you are not able to get your raw material because it's COVID. You want to do online, but you don't know how to do online. That is a weakness. Okay, you cannot deliver your product because the lorries are not running. So you must sit down and put all the weaknesses. First part is threat. Threat is what happened. Okay, weakness is your own organization. What is it that is not working? And then you look at your strengths. Your strengths is, what do you have? Do you have a skill? Do you have experience? Do you have a brand? Do you have expertise? Do you have cash flow? Some people have a lot of money, and not all SMEs don't have money, right? Maybe you are very good in marketing. Maybe you have a very good customer base that you can go back to. So you look at your strength. And then only you look at the opportunity. What is the opportunity? The opportunity is, I can sell online, or I can read, my customers will support me, my suppliers will support me, or I can support my suppliers. So once you have done this deep dive, then you can decide what you want, what you really need to do. This is the most important thing. So the doctor who is looking at the patient yang ada di emergency tu, doktor akan buat keputusan. Patient ni perlukan surgery, patient ni tidak memerlukan surgery. So then you make a decision how you want to fix your business. Tapi kalau you do not do this deep dive, mungkin remedy, mungkin ubat yang you cari itu is not the right medicine. So you really need to understand what is happening in your organisation.
Itulah Pak, itu yang saya faham tadi. Mana bila kita deep dive ni, kita perlu cari dulu apa punca kita punya sakit tadi, kat mana kita punya kebocoran, and then kita identify kita punya kekuatan, and then kita punya peluang lah yang ada. Tapi bila kita menggunakan analogi yang sama ni Pak, to stop the bleeding tadi, kita punya SME ni, PKS kita ada tendensi untuk skip proses deep dive. Di mana SME kita lebih prefer straight to medication. Based on their experience, bila tengok kawan yang tadi sakit kepala, makan ubat, itu saja. So example lah, because of this COVID-19, lack of customer coming to your physical store, so straight away you switch to online business without doing deep dive. So macam Puan cakap tadi lah, remedy itu mungkin tak akan berkesan, mungkin berkesan. So Puan bagaimana Puan kalau usahawan ni terus without doing the deep dive, they straight away switch their business strategy?
Okay, so apa yang Encik Agil sebut tadi is very very true. Kita tengok, semua orang buat online, I kena buat online. Tapi sebenarnya your business sesuai atau tidak untuk online? That's the first question, right? So katakan your problem is you tak ada customer. Okay, what is the solution that you can face? First of all, depends on your business, right? You look at your business. Katakan you are a laundry business. You have a laundry and you're doing a laundry business. Your laundry, you have the names of all your customers. You have the telephone numbers of all your customers. Can you contact them? Can you talk to them in terms of how to reach out to them? Okay, sekarang nobody is going to office, so no laundry for office wear. But during COVID, can we clean curtains? Can we clean carpet? Is there something else we can do? So I am still using digital, tapi I pakai WhatsApp atau email marketing. right? Digital pun ada a lot of different types of email. Depending on your problem, you choose your solution. Kalau I am a laundry, I buat digital, it's not going to work, right? Again, we can partner with other business. Sebab buat digital pun is a skill. Maybe you don't have that skill. That's why you need to look at your strength. Kalau you punya skill bukan digital, you cannot do digital. Can you partner with other business? Can you partner with, let's say, e-commerce? You want to buat Lazada ke, Shopee ke, or you want to partner with Bonuslink, Fave, Boost, all the other payment partners, or you want to partner with a delivery company. What are the different things? So the problem, masalah sekarang is ada banyak solution, tapi kita kena cari solution yang tepat untuk masalah kita, right? And if we take the wrong solution, we are going to waste time, we're going to waste money, and we're going to waste effort. So that is why it's very important. The diagnosis is important. When we go to the doctor, we kata doktor ni memang baik, dia tahu apa yang salah, what is wrong with us, yeah? He is a very good doctor. Okay, bukan ubat tau, it's the diagnosis that is important. So dalam masalah, dalam keadaan sekarang pun, diagnose your business. What is your biggest problem? And then you choose what is the best solution.
So okay Puan, so tadi untuk step pertama tadi respond. So first kali deep dive into your business,
yes.
And then identify and set priorities, and then you should build your plan according to your priorities tadi lah.
Yeah.
So when you're building a plan or strategy like that, so do you need to consider the time frame for that strategy? So how long should the strategy be used? I mean, should you consider it only to cater for the COVID period or extend it up to post-COVID?
Okay. So this is where we talk about the 3 R's. Okay. The first one is respond, is now in the COVID period. What do you do now? Right? And then you go from COVID to recovery. So you review your plan. You see, okay, now I'm in recovery. Maybe this one I don't need to do. I have settled this problem. After that, after COVID, you have to rebuild your business. Maybe you need to look at your strategy again. So these are the different things. So katakan when you respond, your factory is making a lot of product. Some product at this COVID time langsung tak boleh jual. Katakan you are furniture company, you buat cupboards, you buat built-in cupboard. Masa ini people are not looking for built-in cupboard. Maybe you change to tables and chairs because everybody is working from home, everyone is looking for table, everyone's looking for chair. Tapi when COVID is getting better or things are getting better, you can go back to your other business. So you make another strategy when the problem comes down. During COVID, you have one. So respond, recover, and then only rebuild. At each phase, you look at your strategy. Fikir, ini tepat ke sekarang? Do I need to change? How do I review? But you keep doing your deep dive. You keep asking, what's the threat? What is the weakness? What is my strength? What's my opportunity?
Okay, Puan, we have one question from the audience. Encik Iskandar dari Seremban bertanyakan bagaimana untuk mengawal cash flow perniagaan since dia mengalami masalah dari segi aliran tunai tadi.
Okay. Cash flow ni is probably masalah yang utama lah pada waktu ini because tak ada revenue, mesti cash flow kita is affected. Okay, so ada beberapa langkah yang kita boleh ambil. First of all, make sure semua bantuan yang dibagi oleh kerajaan, kita dapatkan bantuan itu. Make sure kita tahu apakah bantuan yang diperoleh, yang dihulurkan dan kita terima all the bantuan that we can get. Number 2 is when you look at companies like Uber, like Grab, macam mana they survive? They look for investor. They get people to come and invest in their business. That is something that we have to think about. Very often we don't think about this. Right? If our business is good, we can get people to invest. Okay. Number 3, of course, there is loans. So this is only one part. The other part of cash flow is we have to cut our expenditure. We really need to look at the money that's going out. Okay. Macam saya sebut tadi, your factory. What is your factory making? Don't at this time produce things that have very low sales. Kalau barangan itu tidak boleh dijual ataupun market untuk dia tidak baik, jangan produce barang itu. Cut your money, right? Save your money. Your staff, discuss with your staff. Jangan lepas semua orang discuss. Can we take a slightly lower salary? Kurangkan gaji sikit. Okay. Talk to your landlord. Sewa boleh turunkan sikit. So cut your cost. Tapi kalau you tak buat deep dive, you cut the wrong thing. You tak buat deep dive, you lepaskan semua pekerja, lepas tu you cannot run your business. So your deep dive will help you to see what are the ways to manage your cash flow. Yeah.
All right. Following from the next step, recover. So can you elaborate more on that recover part, step?
Okay. So recover is basically once you dah buat you punya deep dive, you dah identify what is your problem, what is your thing, you make a plan, and in recover you implement the plan. You implement the plan, that means you cuba. Kalau you decide, maybe you decide you want to do digital. Okay? You want to do Facebook marketing, for example. Tapi you don't know how to do Facebook, tak pernah buat. So you have to find a way, how do I do this? Mungkin in your kawasan there's a lot of Facebook group, right? I know many taman, for example, have Facebook group. And a lot of small business go to those Facebook groups to publicize their business. Tak payah you buat big campaign macam Nike ke, those big companies, is tak sesuai untuk kita. So we have to find a way. So recover is making a plan and putting your plan into action. Now dalam masa ini, your staff ni has to buy into your plan. That means your plan your staff kena support you. Kalau you ada plan dan staff you tak faham ke or tak support, your business tak boleh berjaya. Yeah. So as a team, you buat team spirit. Macam mana we want to solve this problem? We have already diagnosed. We have a plan. We implement the plan. But we know we don't have a lot of money. We don't have a lot of time. And we need to be flexible. Agility is very important.
Flexible. So in this recovery period tadi, kita perlu stabilizekan and then strengthen our punya kekuatan and also fix what are the leakages yang kita berlaku lah.
Absolutely. Build on your strengths. Yes.
And then after recovery, then the next step is rebuild.
Rebuild, yes.
Okay. What about rebuild, Puan?
Okay.
So what are the things that involved under rebuild?
When you are rebuilding, you are really looking at your business, the total business. Apa yang you buat dulu sebelum COVID, adakah langkah-langkah yang you ambil dulu sesuai untuk masa post COVID? Okay. During COVID, we have a lot of learning. We learn a lot of things. We know buat macam ni tak jadi, we don't have enough cash flow. How do we manage our cash in the future? How do we do bila bantuan kerajaan tidak ada lagi? Macam mana kita nak continue our business? Semua ni dalam masa rebuild, we have to re-strategize. We have to build a plan that we can continue the business. So sebelum kita datang, and maybe we need innovation, maybe we need new idea, right? The masalah dengan small companies, right? Big companies dapat consultant, dapat advisor, dapat semua tu. Small companies kita kena buat semua ourselves, alright? We have to fix the problem, we have to do the surgery, and after that, just like rebuild also is bila you keluar dari hospital, you still have to take medicine. You still kena, kalau you patah tangan ke kaki ke, you kena buat rehab, you kena strengthen your business. So the same example of a patient in accident is what we need to face now in this very difficult time.
Okay. Alright, Puan. And then okay, Puan. Satu soalan saya nak tanya. SMEs compared to larger firm, are there any advantages for them to re-strategize the business?
Yes.
Ada ke advantage?
I think memang ada advantage. Sebab SME ni, apa yang special about SME is they are small, they are agile, right? Dia punya decision making cepat. Kalau big company ada layer dan layer, management lah, executive level, senior management, then CEO lah. Kalau international company must go back to head office, banyak layer. Tapi SME, ini kekuatan dan kelemahan SME. Kekuatannya, you are agile, you boleh buat decision quickly. Kelemahan is sometimes the boss kata, I tahu, I buat semua. This is the challenge. So if we work as a team, if we all come together to solve the problem, I think SMEs have a big advantage. Disadvantage also maybe they don't have the money. If you don't have the money, you have to find a solution yang sesuai. You have to find low cost solution. One other thing SMEs can do is you can partner other business, right? You must make sure that is there another business that you can partner with that will help you, so together you are stronger rather than by yourself.
Alright Puan, untuk tadi dalam recovery period untuk kita strategize tadi, instead of macam kita kurangkan gaji pekerja atau kurangkan stok bekalan, is it advisable untuk SME kita, totally switch business plan? Instead of one item into another item, or from one sector to another sector.
Okay. In the response part, I don't recommend. Sebab if you mula buat sesuatu yang you tak familiar, yang you tak ada pengalaman, it's dangerous, right? You have a business that you have been, let's say you are furniture. Suddenly you want to do something totally different. You tak ada expertise, right? So example, sekarang there is a big demand for gloves, right? But if you have never done this before and say, I want to start a glove factory, you will put a lot of money and you will not get the benefit because it's something that you don't know. Look at your own business. That's why kita recommend, look at your strength. What is it that you can do? If what you produce, okay, if it is in line with your business. So for example, you are making medicine. Okay, you are making some kind of chemical product. Tapi masa ni ada demand for sanitizer. If you switch to make sanitizer, if you switch your equipment to make sanitizer, that is okay because it is still your expertise, your experience. Jangan buat sesuatu yang you langsung tak ada pengalaman, you cuba yang baru, ini bukan masa dia. This is not the time to try something totally different. But if it makes sense, like I said, from making built-in cupboard, you bought tables and chairs. That's okay because you have carpenter, you have skill, that kind of skill. So always look at your strength and what is your opportunity. So if you are, for example, laundry, if you're cleaning service, for example, as an example, cleaning service, maybe your workers can do sanitizing. It's still relevant to your business. So cari a solution yang sesuai dengan you punya skill, dengan your advantage, dengan you punya opportunity. Jangan buat sesuatu yang sangat berlainan daripada core competence.
Okay, so di sini maknanya waktu proses deep diving tadi di ruang opportunities, yes. Usahawan patut betul-betul menilai opportunities yang related dengan current business. It's not that opportunities looking at the current environment lah. If let's say macam because of kita lihat keadaan sekarang ni because of COVID, industri makanan yang menggunakan delivery betul booming. So it's not that you're advisable to switch directly into industri pemakanan, mana menjual makanan secara atas talian.
Yes.
Alright Puan. Okay. Alright. Then saya punya untuk threats ni Puan, is it kita nak menilai threat ni yang effect kita punya business atau kita threat yang effect kita punya ekosistem, mana the sector itself? Macam mana Puan?
Yeah. I think itu soalan yang sangat baik. Sebenarnya bila kita menilaikan threat, we have to look at the ecosystem. We have to look at both of it, kan? So for example, kalau you ada business which is located in a mall, that's your ecosystem is affected. Kan? You cannot open your shop or nobody is coming to your shop, you have a problem, right? But there you have to look at the ecosystem. So what is the alternative to you, right? Maybe you have to do e-commerce. Maybe you have to go direct selling, or you have to do drop shipping, right? So yes, the ecosystem is important because that is going to have an impact on your business. Or you are selling something that nobody wants at the moment, right? Then you really have to look at the ecosystem. What can you do with your workers, with your services? What can you do that maybe people can use today rather than something that you have been doing that there is no demand for now? Maybe after COVID, you can come back, right? Macam luxury items. Sekarang luxury item is not so good. But there is good example of a lot of fashion designers who are now doing masks, right? So they are fashion designers, but they are doing fashion about branded masks, right? So people have to come because their expertise is design, kan? So now people wear mask dengan brand, okay? So there's a market for that. So this is because they have looked at their strength, they have looked at the threat, they know they cannot sell their designer baju, all right? Dulu baju 2,000, now you cannot sell. So you sell mask, tapi your mask is 65 ringgit. Other people's mask $1. Yes.
In the same business, it's just that different product.
Different product. Yes. Yes.
Okay, Puan. We have another question from our audience. What about those who involved with event planner or wedding itself in wedding industry? Because nowadays everything are doing online, and this CMCO do not encourage people to gather around. So what about us?
Okay. I'm not an expert in wedding planning, so maybe my answer is not the best answer. But again, we come back to using what is our skill. So let's say now we know that weddings also are going online. Okay, people have to show the wedding online or something like that. Now, even though it's online, I want to have a nice setup. I want to have a nice background. I want my bride to look very beautiful. I still want, even online, you still have to show that it's a wedding, right? You want to record something that is very beautiful. So even though you can't do a public event with 1,000 people, you can still offer a service where your online wedding is nicer and more beautiful than any other online wedding. Like I said, I'm not an expert in wedding planning, so maybe this is not the right solution. But I think the logic of it is to look at your skill. What is your skill? What can you offer? So katakan your skill is decor. Online or not online, you still need decor. People want, at the end of the wedding, apa yang kita simpan? We simpan the video, we simpan the photos. The market for that is still there. Even though I'm getting married, only 5 people come to my wedding. The bride wants to be very beautiful. The location wants to be very beautiful. There is still an opportunity. It's hard. Okay, COVID is hard. That's why we all need to think. Kita kena cari new ways of doing old things. It's not an easy situation. So I cannot tell you, oh, you do this, your problem will be solved. No, you really need to look at your own strength and your own weakness. It is so important.
Tadi untuk industri, untuk usahawan yang terlibat dengan wedding planner atau event management tadi, so deep dive ni sangat penting. Maknanya untuk mengenal pasti kekuatan syarikat, kekuatan perniagaan, and then melihat apa peluang yang boleh kita, reskillkan kita punya pekerja ni tadilah. Maknanya tadi bila kita punya kelebihan tadi untuk membuatkan decoration, maybe kita boleh reskill kepada benda yang baru yang boleh diguna pakai untuk perniagaan bidang lain. Okay, Puan, soalan seterusnya tadi, about cash flow, some of them are afraid to cap their money. I believe that we need to spend for the benefit of the economic cycle. So what are your opinion?
Okay, we are in business, we are running a business, right? In business, we kena invest. Kalau kita tak invest in our business, kita tak ada penjualan, we have no growth. Tapi soalannya, what should we invest in? Di manakah kita kena invest our money, our time, our resources? So if we invest in the right place, we see the faedah dia. Kalau we spend our money wrongly, we will lose money, our business will be impacted. So definitely we need to invest, definitely. That's why I said maybe you even need to ask people to invest in your business. It's important because if you don't invest. So for example, people do promotions because today everybody is online. You want to attract people, you have to have promotions. So you have to invest in the promotion. So I agree with the question. We do need to invest, but again comes back is if you invest in the wrong thing, instead of making money, you are going to lose money. So you need to understand, okay, one other thing that's very important, okay, which maybe I didn't explain just now. Who are you selling to? You really need to understand who is the person who is going to buy from you. What is the person looking for, right? And then you meet that person's keperluan. If you can meet the needs of the person who is buying from you, right? Then your money will be well spent. Okay, so in your plan, you also need to look at who is this person who is buying my product, right? Because some people still have money. It doesn't mean COVID people don't have money. Some people, their business is very good during COVID. They have money. So maybe they are interested in your product. Maybe you are selling a product and your customer has no money. How do you then manage that? So you need to understand everything there is about your business. And if you are in sales, please talk to your customers, talk to your retailers, go and see what's happening on the ground. Because that deep dive must look at everything about your business. Do not think, I sit in my office, I have been doing this company for 20 years, I tahu semua dia. I tak payah tanya semua, I tahu. Dah 20 tahun I buat business ni, I tahu. That is a very dangerous situation. Because the world today is different. It's not only different, it's changing very fast. Today and tomorrow is different. So we need to really keep track of what's happening.
Alright Puan, soalan seterusnya daripada audience kita, is it next year going to full swing on digital marketing and crypto transaction?
Okay, this is an interesting question. Definitely, digital is the way forward, right? So if we look at the UK as an example, syarikat Debenhams yang established, yang long time there is in trouble. Closer, we look what the one that we know, kita semua tahu Topshop lah, Burton lah, kita tahu Topshop, which is such a big one. Dorothy Perkins is in terrible trouble. Why is Dorothy Perkins in trouble today? Because they didn't go to digital, right? Their digital was weak. They are retailer, they tak buat digital. Marks and Spencer ada digital, they survive. Topshop, their digital is weak, they didn't survive. So digital is definitely there. But if you see last week in London, I'm using UK as an example, when they lift the lockdown, the shops are packed. The shops are packed. So I think masa depan ada dui hala, right? It's two-way. Digital is going to be important, but retail is also going to be important. So you need to have both. And again, it depends on your business. For some business, you want to go there, you want the salesperson to explain to you how this works, what this is, you will go to a shop. Other things, you already know what you want, you will go online. So retailers, people in SMEs have to be ready for both. You need to prepare. I think today we cannot run away from digital, but be careful, do the right thing. Learn about digital. Make sure you have people who know about digital. Bukan semua Facebook, bukan semua Shopee, right? These are important, but it must suit your business. Okay. And how do you make yourself different? That's the thing.
Actually, Puan pun dah menjawab soalan yang seterusnya, because adakah semua jenis perniagaan boleh melalui digital platform melalui atas talian?
Yeah.
So tadi Puan cakap, it depends on your business model itself.
It depends on your business model. Yes. So katakan, for example, those yang buat luxury items, people like to go to a boutique, like to talk to the salesperson, like to look at all the different things. So there's an experience. If you can offer a shopping experience, there is a market. So again, know your customer. Who are you selling to? What is this customer looking for? Right? So sometimes kita pergi online, kita beli gadget which you cannot dapat anywhere. You like to buy the gadget, you buy online. But sometimes bila you buy phone, you want to go to the shop, you want to ask ini macam mana, how to do this. So both have a place. Both have a place. Yeah.
Okay, Pak. Bagaimana pula kalau perniagaan macam tadi, laundry, untuk pendigitalan. So is it advisable for them? Atau what are the opinions?
If I am a laundry digital, okay, if I want people to know that I have this laundry. So for example, email marketing may be important for laundry. Right? Okay, this week kita buat offer, clean your curtain 10% off. I buat email marketing. I tak payah buat Facebook, but I can do email. Right? Or, you know, I can go to Grab, I can list myself as a laundry in Grab. Grab has got the services. Or I go to Kaudim. And so digital too is a very wide area. A lot of people tak faham. Digital has many aspects. Kita tahu digital too Facebook. Ataupun digital tu, kita buat Instagram. But there's so many other things. Yeah. So you must get people to help you who really understand, again, what is right for your business.
Okay. Alright. Currently kita belum ada lagi soalan. Just to recap balik Puan, untuk recover tadi, we have to do deep dive into our business using the SWOT analysis. It's just that instead of SWOT, kita tukar kepada threat dulu, weaknesses, and then baru kita identify kita punya strength and opportunity.
Yes.
So from there kita identify kita punya leakages, kita punya injury tadi, and then kita punya what are the plan yang kita nak buat. And then kita move to the next step is recover.
Yes.
So in the recover process, that's where we implement kita punya strategi. Kita tengok and then kita try to strengthen our company lah, organization. And then once that we go to rebuild process. Which rebuild ni tadi kita mostly kita relook into kita punya strategi whether it's working or not, or is it need to re-strategize back our business?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to give an example of a business that is a chain. This is a real example of a chain of beauty salons in Malaysia, right? So beauty salon buat facial, kan? And they jual product. Now during COVID, they cannot do facial, tak boleh. Nobody will go to their shop. So this beauty salon is a chain, it's quite a big chain in Malaysia. What they started doing was every Friday, they buat online video on how to do your facial. Minggu ni dia buat your eye treatment, lepas tu dia buat facial, dia buat hairstyle, dia buat, and they sell product online. And their business has been very successful. And they have matched their pre-COVID sales. So this is an example of someone who has been able to, and they reach out to their previous customers, people who used to come to them for that's why I said your old customers are very important. They reach out to pelanggan yang sebelum tu to come to their Friday show and to buy their product and learn how to do the facial at home. So this is, they use their strength. Their strength is their beauty salon. They analyze. The weakness is all closed. The threat is they cannot open their store. They cannot do the show. But they have found a solution where they can sell their product and they can teach the consumer how to use it. So this is an example of how, so digital has many ways. And this is, for me, a very good example of how a company was able to save itself. Otherwise, they have, I think they have 50 salons in Malaysia. You think sure pengsan, but they have found a way to survive.
Alright, Puan. What about kalau tourism punya industry, Puan?
Yes.
For homestays, for those boutique hotel, small timers ni. So what are the advice Puan can give to them?
Okay. Like we said, the problem today is some businesses definitely will be hit more than others, right? So you see hotels, some hotels have set themselves up as quarantine centers. These are alternatives. Some small hotels have done co-working space, right? That means they set up the computer, they set up everything, they ask people, okay, you come, maybe at home you cannot do co-working, you come and do co-working. We sanitize for you, we make it very good, we do this. So again, you have to look at what you can do. Homestay is a challenge because today we don't have, but hopefully now with the green zones opening, homestay will become. But homestay also, when you do your listing, you have to tell people that you are doing sanitization, you are doing the cleaning, that you are doing all of this, right? So homestay, if you have been preparing food, maybe you can sell the food that you have been preparing. If you have been offering bed and breakfast, maybe you can sell the food that you have been offering, even though you cannot fill your rooms. So still comes back to look at yourself, what can you offer? What is your strength that you have, right? So those hotels yang went into quarantine business, yes, because they have bed, they have room, they can offer quarantine business. So look at it, and it's a hard time. There is no easy answer. It is a time when we have to think differently about what we can offer. And that is why we really need to understand what can we do, what we cannot do. Some things we cannot do. Yeah. And in terms of tourism, there's also, I give you an example. I think this is a good example. Museum Negara. Museum Negara has been doing live streaming of their museum. Do you know it's very, very popular? A lot of people are listening to this. So for tour guides, can we do something online where you take your people through a tour of a particular place, but you can do a virtual tour, right? But you explain apakah sejarah tempat ni, what is the history, Kelly's Castle. A lot of people nak pergi Kelly's Castle but cannot. So maybe can you offer a virtual package where you can go? It's not much, but maybe you can earn some money. People sign up. This week we are in Kelly's Castle. Next week we are somewhere else. Next week we are going to the limestone caves. But you can make money. So again, sit down and think, what do you have? How can you leverage it?
That's very interesting. Virtual site visit to historical places. So okay, tadi pun because tadi kita tengok tadi re-strategizing not only involve on a product itself, mana kita boleh re-strategize dari segi operasi kita, dari segi sumber manusia kita, dari segi customer and supply chain kita. What about dari segi pricing puan?
Yes.
Is it advisable untuk during this COVID ni kita reduce our price, or lower our margin, or even make it as a break-even price?
Okay. That really depends, right? If your pricing before this has been what you consider a fair pricing, right? If you think it's a fair pricing, if you just start reducing your price, you are going to be in trouble, because selling cheap means you're not going to earn enough money. So some people will say, I rather sell cheap rather than don't sell at all. So this is where I mentioned earlier, there are promotions. You can do promotions. You know, buy a big pack, get a small pack free. Your big pack is still the same price. You are giving a discount, but maybe you are encouraging people to use your product. Or you buy a tea, I give you free a mug, for example, something like that, you know. So there could be other ways to make your product more attractive, which is not affecting your price. But of course, if you think you can sacrifice margin, you're okay, you can sacrifice, then you can do that. Now, at the very beginning, I talked about stock. Kalau you ada banyak stock yang belum dijual, sometimes you have no choice. You have to drop your price because you want to clear the stock. If you don't clear, you're going to have a problem. That one, you might have to take a loss. Again, look at it. Can you afford to lose? Can you afford to do this? Because sometimes if you don't clear it, you lose even more money. So there are times when you have to drop your price, but think about it carefully before you decide. Don't panic. I think the most important thing now is don't panic and make sure you are thinking about everything that you are doing. It's really important.
Okay, Puan. My last question, Puan. How to convince an angel investor to invest in your company?
Okay, I think that's really a very interesting question, and I'm going to share an experience. There is a company that is looking for angel investors, and they are sending out emails to people, right? And they are talking about their company, and they are saying, we can do this. We have grown so much in the last few years. We are doing this. We're doing that. And I'm not an angel investor, but the way they have been presenting the company to me is very interesting. And I'm really thinking, should I invest in this company, right? So that's one way. Okay, so email marketing is one way, but you have to be very credible, right? Because people think you are a scam. You don't want to be a scam. The other way is you can approach some government agencies that will help you to do angel investing, that will help you to look for investors, right? Depending on your business, there are organizations in the government that will help you to invest, where to go, who to talk to, how to prepare your presentation so that you can ask people to invest in your business. Today, there are people with a lot of money in the country. They don't know where to put their money. So maybe your business is the business that they can put their money into. So angel investing is the trend of the future. All right, this is how companies are going. A lot of people are investing in new businesses. Even people, big international companies, when they started, they depended a lot on angel investors. So angel investing is something that companies should look at, especially if you think you have a very good product and that you have to convince your investor that you have a bright future. That's the most important.
Okay, all right. But we almost arrived at the end of our session. So before we end, maybe Puan would like to recap what we have covered for today.
Yes, thank you, Encik Akil. Thank you. I think today we are facing a really difficult time, right? There is no easy answer. There is no, I am not, as I said, in 1 hour going to solve all the problems that you have. But I think absolutely penting, yang paling penting, we have to think very carefully before we act. Okay, we have to make a plan. This is strategy. You must have a strategy. What to sell, when to sell, where to sell, how to sell. This is something that we need to plan. What is the real problem? Remember the accident. The doctor must first diagnose your illness. If the doctor doesn't diagnose, first stop the bleeding. Most important, stop the bleeding because you can bleed to death. You can mati. Kalau pendarahan itu tidak dihentikan, you're going to die, right? So stop the bleeding, help the patient to breathe, and then start doing the surgery or what are the changes that you need, right? So strategy, do not think, a lot of small companies think strategy is for big company. I small company, tak apa tu strategy, I tak payah strategy, but it's so important, right? Big companies, they do it, it's natural to them. My advice for two small companies is stop and think. Bring your team together. Spend time, make a plan. Make a plan. It may not be the perfect plan. Don't wait for the perfect plan. But make a plan that you can implement that is going to help your business. And don't hesitate. Ask for help. Ask for help. Go to SME Corp. Go to people. Ask for help. Join your industry association. Join FMM. Join the industry association. Because meet other people who have the same problems. Maybe they can help you. Do not stand alone. Okay. Today we have a lot of people with a lot of stress because they tak tahu apa nak buat. But plan, work with people, get the resources. And God willing, your business will be okay.
InsyaAllah Puan, insyaAllah. So, my main concern takut usahawan kita ni because of this COVID tak boleh keluar. Most likely they hibernate.
Yes. Yes.
Because even kerajaan dah offer bantuan pun, tapi still because of not thinking what to do, what to really strategize their business, so end up losing their business in the end.
Yes. Yes.
Worst case scenario itulah closing down the business, buka business lain. New thing to explore.
Yes.
So Puan, finally we've come to the end of our session. So I would like to say thank you again to Puan Nirmala Turai for the informative and interesting talk, and to the audience, thank you for your active participation. Hopefully this session will be beneficial for everyone, and again thank you for your attention. Till next time we meet again. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Encik Akil, and thank you SME Corp for giving me this opportunity. I really hope people have benefited from our discussion. Thank you again.
Thank you, Puan.